thanks for joining me. This is April Winchester. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. If you don't know me or my story, I love making cards. Started doing it, I don't know, like, gosh, 6, 7, 8 years ago now. I'm not even sure. Just for fun, just as a hobby, something to do. And I don't necessarily feel like I'm super creative, but I love other people's work and I love to case things. And then sometimes I come up with my own stuff too. Anyways, I joined Stampin' Up! Because their products are some of my favorite. The quality, the customer service, I really like Stampin' Up! And there are so many good companies out there, but Stampin' Up! Is my go-to. And because they're my go-to, I figured, why not join and buy from myself and get the discount? So that's me. That's what I'm about. I am a mom of 4 and a wife and a BHP. And if you're not sure what BHP is, that is a behavioral health professional. Anyways, so I'm going to share a card with you. The annual catalog is coming to a close. The new catalog will begin May 4th, I believe. And so I want to share some products with you that are retiring. Last I checked, these items were still available, but I cannot guarantee that they're still available because it is while supplies last. So anyways, here's the card that I originally made for this video. So the items that are retiring is the Playful Patterns Designer Series paper. I'm just looking for the Playing with Patterns, sorry, Designer Series paper. The ribbon, this is one of 3 ribbons that comes with the suite, if you choose to get the suite. And then I'm not sure if you can really tell in the video, but I used an embossing folder on this panel, and the embossing folder is the subtle embossing folder. It is my favorite embossing folder because it literally is subtle, but it gives just a nice little touch in the background, and I'm super sad that it is being discontinued. The letters that you see here, the letter shapes, those are part of the same Playing with Patterns suite. However, those are not retiring. So this was the card. I'm going to make the same basic card, but I'm going to use different colors and patterns. So let's go ahead and get started. So today I'm going to use Calypso Coral. I'm just going to let you know, if you don't already know, that I don't typically give measurements in my video when I'm talking. I will post all the dimensions in the description below, and also in my blog, which the link for that is also below. Now I'm just measuring this real quick because this feels like it's bigger than it should be, but nope, it's not. So good. All right, and I'm a little bit off on my folding, so let's just go ahead and fix that, and that's not a big deal. Just fix it and take my bone folder back over it. There. All right, so that's my card base. Off camera, I had already did all my cutting like I usually do. I also embossed this piece with the subtle embossing folder. Hopefully you can see it. Because I don't want to have to do that on camera. And where did I put it? Oh, here it is. My very, very, very well used plate for my die cutting machine. I just left this here, but I already cut my happy out of my crushed curry strip and saved my little inside pieces. I thought it would be easier if I die cut this beforehand instead of taking the time to do it, because it takes me, I'm kind of shaky, and it takes me time to line up all those dies. So we'll get to this in a second, but I'm just letting you know. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started here. I'm going to take my Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to adhere this panel to my card base. gives a little border around, a little mat. And then from the Playing with Patterns DSP, I chose 3 different patterns that all coordinate with each other. One of the great things about Stampin' Up! Is that everything coordinates with each other, whether it's colors, schemes, themes, anything like that. Like when you buy a package of DSP, it all coordinates. When you buy like a suite, it's all items that coordinate with each other. So I'm going to go ahead and put these pieces down onto my crushed curry piece right here. And I'm going to start with the outside edge pieces and then put the center one in. That just helps me to make sure that I align everything fairly straight. So hopefully, let's see, I'm going to give it just a small little border here. Take the other side. Give it a small little border. And that's a little bit better. And then I'm going to take the middle one and just kind of line up between the 2 of those. There. So there's my centerpiece. I'm going to go ahead and pop that up on dimensionals and then we'll set it aside for a minute. Dimensionals are literally just that. They're little stickers that give something on your card some height, some dimension. I love dimensionals. Honestly, I kind of like to use more than this, but I'm also a little bit frugal when it comes to using items. So this piece is going to go on here, but I'm going to wait just a minute. I actually took the stickers off and didn't mean to do that yet. So I've thrown the stickers out. You know what I can do? Perfect. Sometimes I forget that I have this lovely little silicone mat, and sorry, I got to get my glue off from the last time I used it. But this silicone mat will be perfect to set my piece on with the dimensionals and not have it stick, and I can still use it and have it be sticky. So I cleaned that side. All right, so I can go ahead and just set that there for now and set it aside for a minute. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull in this happy piece, and I'm going to need this piece with it. Now, if you wanted to, you could take your happy piece and you could pop it up on dimensionals as well. I did not do that on my original. I'll bring that back in. I'm not sure if you can tell. I did not do that. I popped up this layer only and then popped up the birthday. I think I'm just not going to pop it up this time either, but certainly you can. So I'm going to just go ahead and flip it over and use some wet glue. My multi-purpose liquid glue is perfect for this. I'm not going to do the very ends because those are actually not going to be on any paper, but I'm going to get around all these letters the best that I can. And all right, that should be good. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip this over and put it onto my centerpiece here. I'm going to put it up a little bit above halfway. I think I put it about halfway with the other one, but I'm going to do a little bit above halfway this time. And then I'm just going to go ahead and set that on there and let it dry a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and take your pick tool, one of my favorite tools. If you want to know more about it, you could check out my blog, and I have an actual blog post specifically about this tool. So this is a little putty end, and it will just pick up my items perfectly. And then I can go ahead and put some more liquid glue on the back here. Whoops, I got stuck. Wow. I'm not usually left-handed with that. All right, and then I'm just going to go ahead and flip it down on here and put it in what would be as close to the center of that P as possible. I can use the pokey end. I don't really know what it's called, but I'm going to call it a pokey end to move it into place. So again, I'm going to do the same thing over here with this one. And I don't want too much glue. I don't want it to leak out the sides or something, which actually that one just did. Didn't think it was too much glue, but it was. That's all right. This glue will be fine when it dries. And I'm just using my pokey end actually to pick up as much of that glue as possible because there was way more on there than I expected. And that's quite all right. It will be just fine. All right. And then at the A, the little A. This piece is quite difficult. I'm going to just go ahead and see if I can put a tiny bit of glue. Pick up that triangle for the A and bring it in. Oh, and the problem with this one is it is right on that cusp where the papers meet, or don't meet rather. So it's a little bit of space there that I gotta kind of push it down in order for it to stay. But this glue is great, so it will work. It will stay down there quite nicely once it dries. All right, so there's my happy. You could probably see some glare right here from the glue. That's okay. Once it dries, I can use a adhesive eraser and kind of pick up most of that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take this up off my silicone mat now. And I'm going to add it to the front of my card. All right. This strip, again, the dimensions will be below, but this strip, I cut the happy out, and then I used the Lovely Labels pick a label punch from the Lovely Labels bundle to do the ends. You can leave it rectangular or do whatever you want. Then I'm just going to take a small stamp from the Hey Birthday Chick stamp set. You can use any stamp set for this, but this one has like the perfect little birthday word for it. It's, I think I'm going to use crushed curry. So I don't have that out yet, so let me grab it. I mean, Calypso Coral, sorry. I want to use some Calypso Coral and a scrap of basic white. Man, I got a mess here. And I'm just going to go ahead and stamp that onto my scrap. And I'm not worried about the placement so much because I'm going to cut it. I want to cut it down pretty close to the edges of that birthday. And I'm going to cut off the birthday part, the happy part and everything. So let's go ahead and get my paper snips. These are amazing scissors. They are sold, of course, by Stampin' Up. All right, and I'm just gonna cut pretty close to that birthday sentiment. And then I'm gonna trim it on the top and bottom to be fairly close to that as well. Now, if I wanted, I could close nice and close here and then go down with the Y, but I rather it be like a rectangle completely. So I just go as close as I can to the Y, and it has a little bit of extra white there, and it looks a little bit crooked. So let's just do a little bit of fixing here. There. Now for this, I'm just going to use some glue dots. Oh no, oh sorry. I'm going to use Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm just going to use some mini ones on the back here. And I'm going to pop those up on, I'm going to pop this up onto my card. You can place it wherever you want. When I first made the card, I really debated. I hemmed and hawed about where I wanted to place it. Because you could place it like directly underneath, you could place it right over the middle, and you could still see this as happy birthday. But I decided to place it just underneath the P and Y. All right, and there it is. Now on the other card, I have a bow. I decided to skip the bow on this one, and I am bringing in my Playing with Patterns resin dots, and I'm going to use these yellow ones that I believe are crushed curry, so that they can match this. And let's see, we'll put one there. We'll put one there. And we'll stick another one. Stick another one right there. And that is the card. I am going to do a real quick inside for the card. I wasn't going to do that before, but I actually do like making insides for my cards as much as possible. And I think I'm going to try to start remembering to do that on my videos if I can. So let me just grab a piece of cardstock for the center. I know lots of people leave it unless it's a super dark color, and they can just write in there, which you certainly can do. But I like having a lighter color on the inside. So I'm going to grab some of my basic white, the regular, not the thick. Just going to cut it down real quick so that I have a panel that fits on the inside. All right, and I had this, when I was cutting my paper, I had this strip left from cutting, so I'm going to use that on the edge here. And I'm going to leave a little tiny white border on the edge. And then I'm going to snip that off with scissors that are okay for cutting. I have scissors that are specifically for when I have like glue and stuff. I don't want to get my paper snips all sticky and gross. So this can go on the inside of the card. And sometimes when I make the inside, I also stamp on the inside. But this one I'm just going to leave with just this little paper decoration. And when I decide who I'm going to send it to, I will go ahead and stamp in here, or maybe I'll just write. So that is my card for today. Let me bring in my other cards so that you can see that one, since they are a little bit different. And you can tell me which one you like better. Honestly, color scheme wise, I love this one because these are more my colors, but these go well together too and look great. And I can't really decide. I like the bow, but I really also kind of like just these little dots. So yeah, let me know below in the comments what you think. If you are interested in any of these products or any other products by Stampin' Up, my link to my online store is below, and all the links to all these supplies are also listed below. So it'll take you right directly to the product that you see here, if it's still available. Please check out my blog and my Facebook. Contact me if you need a demonstrator. I would love to be your demonstrator, and I hope that you have a great night.